Just a little about what I do here. I have some student recaps and I'm putting some stuff on the interwebs here. So long story short, what I would like to do is I would like to be able to answer and field questions while I'm doing this. If you can dig it, put that comment in the comment section and we'll get to it. Other than that, I'm just going to continue with my day. Probably not going to be strumming for Satan here. How about we do ascending scales? Yes, these are some of my favorite. Dong, 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 dong. Seems pretty much in tune. There are many cool chords. I gotta say, this is gonna be a little shameless self-promotion here. I would like to field some questions, so if you do pop on here and then you watch some of these too, you can go, oh, this is how that Yahoo does it. That's me. My name is Wago. I teach music here in Hilo, Hawaii, 3 days a week. I really dig it. I get the opportunity to have 30 plus students, and each one of them is amazing and special to me. Okay, let's see, I did blah, 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 blah. Ascending C major scales, about 2 minutes on this video. My friend, these are ascending scales. To play any scale, you would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. At least in the Western ear, which this means do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. If we were to play in the key of, let's say, G major, we would have a G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, and then the F sharp diminished, or good old faithful D7, and then it goes right back into our 1 chord, the G. If we dissect this, we can see that having a G as our 1, having the A's would be our 2, our B, 3, C is our 4, our 5 is our D, the relative minor or the 6 is the E. We have a 7, which is our F sharp. It's the only sharp in the key signature. Which means when we play all of our scales, we can play our C major scale. We just omit that F natural and we sharpen it. Now, this is called a mode in the key of C. C, D, E, F sharp gives us a modus called Lydian. Add a little bit of tension. I use it to reflect something cool between a 2 chord structure. So if we were playing something like this is a C major to a D major. The reason why this is super groovy is because in the key of D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, if I flatten that C to a C natural, I get a chord called D7 or a D mixolydian mode. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, and then D again gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, or minor 7, then 1. Well, all the notes of that are the same as C major except for F. So if we play C, D, E, F sharp, we achieve something called C Lydian or D mixolydian. Either way, you're omitting the C sharp and you're raising the F, so all the chords, or notes rather, from each scale exhibit the notes that are in both keys. So when the chord progression's rocking out a C major to D major, no chords that you hit can play anything wrong, and no notes you can play can sound wrong if you have those 2 notes adjusted. I digress. So, being able to play an ascending scale in any key is super important. In the key of G, when we play G, you can play every note. C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Just remember to make that F natural a sharp and you'll be fine. That is ascending scales. You could have an order. If you were to go down, you would have G, A, B, C, D, open E, F sharp, and G. If you've got a lower string G here on the ukulele rather than having an open G string, that means you too can go up and down the fretboard hearing G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. That is by staying in one quadrant and just working those notes. Ascending G major. Aloha. Cool. So that's what I generally do for a video that goes on this channel. There's something, I don't know, 10,000, 11,000 of them now. I don't do any editing except for what that was. And I press play and blah, blah, blah. Generally, it comes out audible, not too crazy. Let's take a look at these comment sections. Hi, Jeffrey. How you doing? I have no clue how to look at the comments that are up top. Does that make sense? Does anybody know how to do this? None, hide chat, show chat. There we go. Maybe if I turn it sideways. Nay, that does not work. So I can only look at the comments that just got made. Sorry about that. Let's see. Hello, William. Hello, Andrew. Oh, yes, ukulele. Where am I from? I'm in Hilo, Hawaii. I'm in the middle of the Pacific, in the middle of the ocean on a rock, or more importantly, on a active volcano is where I live. Took everything I own and sold it. And then I moved to an island in the Pacific and followed my dream of teaching music. I figured, where could I be effective, where I would be able to, you know, have fun, not live too eagerly. I'm not going to say anything about politics, but Trump's tariffs are killing me. It's like $55 for bread, milk, and cheese here. It's ridiculous. Anyway, where do we have chords on the ukulele? We have bar chords? Yeah, absolutely. Any chord that you could learn, like a C major or a D minor, play the Moonlight Sonata. Okay. Whenever you have any chords on the ukulele, like an F major, G major, A minor, all of these can be moved up the fretboard. In fact, anytime you have a stringed instrument, the same thing can happen. Visualizing a C major as just being a note that makes a chord, if you move that same note up and cover the notes that were open, you've absolutely just changed the distance between point A and point B. Therefore, all you're really doing to learn any instrument, this might blow somebody's mind. If you're in the comment section and you've never seen this before, don't go into a panic mode. If this is a C major and this is a D minor, and hypothetically, you can move your fingers back and forth between the two. If you don't use your first finger for any of these, like a C major, a D minor, move it up here, cover this for the E minor, go back and remove a finger, and you have your F major, up a whole step, G major, back a whole step, remove a finger, you get A minor, and then with these two fingers, you play your B diminished or your G7. You hypothetically don't have to learn any chords besides just those major 7 chords, because you can move that up anywhere and play the same chords. And then essentially you've learned the whole instrument just by learning 7 chords. Now, functionally, that would only help with music. So if you're like, I love you and I love peaches, peaches and clouds are great, super great. I love you and I love peaches, peaches and you are super great. Yeah. You can do the same progression over and over and over again in any key. This is called a modulation. In fact, if you dig anything that I just said, check out my channel. Talk about secondary dominance, how to move around your fretboard, not how to learn and master anything, but just to be more familiar with like awesomeness. Like F major. F major has an F, and if you move back to an E, you get an F major 7. It's pretty, I like it. However, if you play just the C and the G at the 5th, same chord, it just has a different feeling, the intonation. So beautiful. And actually, when music theory hit me and it turned out that minor chords are major 7 chords and yada, 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 my brain blew up and I was like, I have to spread the word. Hence, followed my dream, here I is. Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Erica. Play Oasis. Today, just a day, gonna give it back with you. All right, Oasis, Wicked Game. Oh, I have a buddy that plays that every single time we're together. What key is it in? Nikita. Butikov? Nikita Butikov. What key is that in? I would assume E minor. Hello, Erica. How are you? I think you are a 2-time. Backdrop makes me want to lit a joint. Great grammars. Yeah, no, I agree. That's what this channel is for awesome backgrounds and a little bit of music theory. You are really good at teaching. Thank you very much, Levi. I pride myself at not taking myself too seriously. So, hopefully, Jeffrey, hopefully Trump will send me a care package. Jeez. Yeah, I don't want to talk politics. I'm just bummed out. I really needed to get a car this year, and I don't think it's going to happen. I eat food out of cans, folks. I'm broke. Say. Anywho, it is what it is. There are other people out there that are hurting more than I am. I should be very grateful and thankful for everything that I've got, which I super am. Play some Primus. Primus? Yeah. Was that good? Used to be the one, like 100 hungry ships in heat, a dog out in the sun. Hey, play some Primus. Who's your name? Big B? Hey, Big B, with the Colonel Sanders in your face. Can you tell me any Oysterhead songs? Has anybody here heard of Oysterhead? So good. Yeah, Tapo Light. I dig it. We're 420 friendly here. However, the channel itself is a like kid friendly channel. I try not to I refrain from cussing, and I try not to talk about anything too much, you know, like politics or weirdness. Sending love from South Africa. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Tell you what, I do get a lot of European tuners. The time difference makes it a little bit different. Mom taught us ukulele as kids. My dog has fleas. Yeah, that would be a way to represent what? The clef, to be able to see that. I don't actually teach those to my students. What I figured out is I have a learning disability by learning that all cows eat grass, and that what else? Face, all these other things. Music, there's a lot to know. Why not just learn music? I don't need to involve cows or any other sort of yo. Hi, I'm Des. We don't use that type of language. If I see it again, I gotta get rid of you. And also, is there anybody here that I can maybe turn into a who's a familiar face that I could turn into a moderator if things get ugly? Or I could just get off. Hi, Gary. How are you? It's almost the 1 in the morning. Oh, it's almost 1 right now? Jeez, that's right. I've got some friends in Nigeria. I remember that. I used to get up really early in the morning so I could speak to them at noontime, so they didn't always have to get up when I was up. It was cool. We traded off. Hi, Daniel. Barry. Have I seen your channel before? Lightbulb? I think maybe I have. I don't know. May I buy your glasses? I'm a collector. These glasses? Sure. I could use a new pair. I think I bought these for $200, and I used to have health insurance, but now I don't because I can't afford it. And hey, Loco, Erica, gee golly whiz, how are you doing? Erica Verdin. Is it pronounced Verdine? D-I-N? Roxanne. What up, Gabe? Nice beard, brah. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I've turned into a gray beard over the last year. Let's see here. Gonna put my video in. So right now, my friend, these are ascending scales. To play any scale, you would have a 1, 2, 3, 4. Anywho, I'm doing stuff for the channel right now. This is how I generally work. I started doing these live things just to interact, because I find that a lot of people that don't know about my channel but do play music like what I talk about and like the persona, blah, blah, blah. What music do I play? I play all genres. My favorite instruments are strings, but I teach music theory for a plethora. I love woodwinds, and I try to do an assortment of different awesomeness in my community, meaning I run free workshops, open mics, open workshop ideas. I do a jazz ensemble. Long story short, I try to take the eye out of it and have the local players in our community be the spotlight. And thus far, it's going pretty good, except for we have light attendance. I don't do social media besides YouTube, and everything is kind of like hit or miss. Hit or miss, yeah. I gotta upload the video. What did I do? I did a G minor, no G major chord, and did an ascending run. Put some blue color in your beard. Like what, with a marker or something? I had a little girlfriend when I was like 18 or 19 that had a bunch of color things that they did in their hair. It kind of looked like the Eyaclash curler. Man, that seems like forever ago. What genre? What genre do I like? Honestly, I go through phases. My last really big phase was like mid-Eastern jazz fusion. So like if you've never heard of Fareed Hawk or Kayak Heart, Matt, what was Matt's name? Oh, geez, check out a band called Math Games, M-A-T-H, Math Games. They're very, 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 very good. Different rhythms, Eastern side, using different rhythms to actually just write some pretty cool stuff. You know, Fareed Hawk. What do I really like? I wrote 6,000 songs in the last 2 years. 3,000 of them were only within 8 months. I basically went through every possibility I could go through, learning how to do just standard chord progressions using basic music theory, and then utilizing different notes, swapping them in and out for just the very basis of musical theory concepts. Like if you're playing a 1-3-5, C in the key of C, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B minor, C. If you're playing a C major, and then you go to an E minor, and then you go to what I say, 5, the G, you can think of a million tunes that have that. Well, what's the relative minor of C major? It's A minor. What's the relative major of E minor? It's G. So how would you play the relative minor of the chord? A minor, G major. What would be the chord that would fit well over the top of what the chord G could have turned into an E minor, but we already had E minor in that progression, so what makes sense? And the idea is, when you write a million tunes, or in my case, 6,000, you come up with ideas that weren't necessarily there. And believe it or not, the circle of fifths, that thing that everybody dreads learning in the beginning, it starts making way more sense. I think and dream the circle of fifths at night. I really do. When I wake up, I'm like, B flat, get closer to C. All right, Harry Potter, DMT, be like, yeah, no, I hear that. Dimethyltryptamine. Dimethyltryptamine. Anybody have a request? What's wrong? Sorry, I didn't mean to say anything bad about you. Me? No worries, bro. Amadeus, Amadeus. I just don't, I refrain from using the N-word in any way, shape, or form because of the way it makes me feel and the way it makes other people feel. Let's see here. Same on the 42. Do you play, do I have to play? What genres? Hey, dude, can you play Raining Blood with any instrument? Raining Blood? I don't know. Is that heavy metal? Death metal? Death metal? Dude, before you disappear, let me say you have an awesome personality, Kara. We should nothing but the best in the channel, hopefully. Thanks, bro. Tell you what, I'm going to try and put off the new car. I do all my own labor and all my own work. Right now, I work 2 jobs. I get the opportunity to teach 3 days a week, which is amazing. Got 30 plus students, and I've built this YouTube channel basically working from 12 hours each time I get to teach. So on Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday, I work from 7 to 7 every week, and I have for 3 years. Other than that, I run a labor business onto which I do all sorts of stuff. I do concrete work, tuck pointing, I build decks, I do power washing. Basically, if it can help somebody out in my local community, I do it for a fair price. That business is called Big Island Tiny Footprint as well, kind of do these together. And I pride myself in being honest and forthright. And, you know, I'm just human like everyone else, but I've really come into my own in my 40s. So any of you out there that are younger than 40 and you're struggling, just realize there are no adults, and eventually you will understand. And if you don't, you die. That's life. L'chaim. The best thing that I could offer for any of you Westerners out there is try to see what the Eastern world provides as far as psychology, philosophy, stuff like that. Being educated. It's fun. Stoicism, altruism, go through it. Go through the process of the hero's journey, and you'll understand that doing what you want in life and following your dream without hurting any other people is a very hard thing to do. Can you play Raining Blood? Hey, really quick, Miraculous, what is Raining Blood? What genre is that? Heavy metal? I can look it up too after this. Mira. Play some Elvis Costello. I don't even know if I know any Elvis Costello. Jeffrey, I swear I will learn one Elvis Costello song for you. Faux show. Damn, diarrhea strikes again. Diarrhea 3, me 0. That's bummer, Big Daddy. Oh, Big Daddy. I think I might write a song about that. What key should diarrhea be in? Also, I've got a student coming up here in a little minute. but I have time to play. Let's see here. Should I do another scale, or should we... hold on, my brain doesn't work. I can't talk. Ascending. That's right. There's an S in ascending. So I just did a G major ascending, which is very, very fun and positive. For all of you out there that actually have your instrument and you're doing your thing, G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G. It would blow your mind if I told you that G major could be played like an F major, but we scooted up with a bar chord. F major, if we went up here and changed this, we would still have a F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, but what we like to do is move this down to like a minor chord. Every single one of the functionalities on this instrument works that way, and if you haven't seen this, there really is only 3 ways to play this. This is G major, this is a G minor, this is a G diminished. When you move this up a whole step and turn it into a minor, you get the secondary form of this chord, G major meet A minor. The way to get really good at any instrument is to see triads and move them up in rhythm back and forth, over and over. Boring is boring. Every day is Monday. There's no point to anything until you learn that you can move this up for another whole step, and that's a minor right after. When you do the next movement, you would go a half step and turn it back into a major, which means if we're doing like a major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, the diminished would play like a big one, pop, pop, pop. Now all these I kind of explained to the little ones as like triads. If you have a bigger triad, that just makes a larger chord. It's the same 3 shapes I showed you right here. G major, if you move these down, you get a G diminished or G diminished. So what happens is you can utilize this in any chord structure. If you're playing in the key of G and it's just like, that's a G major, A minor, F major, C major, F sharp diminished or D dominant 7, and then it goes right back to our G. Now, that's a little convoluted progression for what I was just trying to explain, but a lot of the times you could just have an intro or outro being like, okay, I'm in the key of G, so G major, B minor, A, G, A, C, D, G. If you make a mistake, do it twice. That's how you do it live, or at least that's how I do it. There are no wrong notes, just people on stage that go. Just joking. D minor is a good one. Do I play only on the ukulele? Key of D, verbatim, no adults. No adults, I get it, yeah. It really is something that you see. I kept waiting for my parents and my social group to grow up, and turns out that I was extremely immature when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I realize how immature I was, and now it's just a constant struggle between doing the right thing and feeling okay about that. Oh, you're from Vietnam? Hello. Let's talk more music. Big Lon, exactly. Big Lon, you have a suggestion on what you'd like to hear and or what type of concept? I'm pretty good up to intermediate, right to advanced music theory, if one. All right. And honestly, the reason why I'm on here is just to stimulate my channel. This is shameless promotion. I hate to say it. I am really, really looking for some watch time hours. I'm so super very close to being monetized, and right around the corner, that means that I can get an interface and maybe a lapel mic, so I don't have to just shout at the iPhone. But again, I'm super very thankful for all these. I just want to make sure that I'm utilizing the best amount of time, energy, and money. And if I do make a little bit more, I have an IT guy that I would love to pay more money. I'm not able to pay him enough hourly, and that would be just amazing if I could do that. So, long story short, that is what I would love to do. Also, my big goal for anybody who's here and still is listening to me, yabba dabba dabba boo, I have formed a music platform here in Hilo, Hawaii. There's not a lot going on except for the things that have already been here and will always be here. This is new, free workshops, and what I'd absolutely love to do in the next 3 years is raise enough money to get donations, get a grant writer, and then open a community center. In my local neighborhood, I've realized why the community centers didn't work, and I've bullet pointed that and spoken to almost all the people that ran those community centers that are still here on island. Long story short, it gives me the opportunity to see what I could provide to my community, and then along with that, a communal music space that has a stage means anybody from all over the world can venture into Hilo, Hawaii and have a place to play and to stay. I'd also like to turn it into a surf-safe kitchen to help people getting cottage licenses to sell their goods legally. And then I would also like to be able to provide a place for all of the unused food that just goes to waste, because there's just so much of it here in Hawaii that never goes off island and that we have at our disposal. It generally just hits the ground. So what I would like to do is collect all these 3 things items and open up a community center in the future. That's my wife's and my goal. Other than that, pretty cool. Yeah, many people that when they live in Hawaii do the ukulele, just for the fact that it's a super, super, super part of the culture here. Having said that, if you are playing a little ukulele, check out my big old Hawaiian songbook. It will have pronunciations of the olelo, the best to my ability, and then it goes through different songs and titles and gives you some information about all the different epochs and eras of the music. It's a personal journey, looking behind the curtain. These books that I have here, I've got 2 of these. There's thousands of songs. These are all traditional Hawaiian songs that were passed down to me because they were passed down to another teacher before them and before them. And what I'm doing, if I find a song that somebody gives me that's a Hawaiian song that's in olelo, or it has a strong tie, like Dennis Kamaka or any of the brothers, long story short, I'm going to make those and then put the charts in there and put them in the book for the next teacher I give that to. So continuing the circle of music here on island. Let's check in with Little Pon or Little Bon. Did you give me something there? You wanted to hear something more musical? I realize that I'm just talking. And long story short, I watch other channels and all they do is talk. They hardly play. So I get it. I'm not a fan of that. Big Daddy Fart, key of D for diarrhea. Gotcha. D minor for diarrhea. Mom played the ook. Let's see here. God bless you. Well, God bless you too, Shepherd. A minor crazy like Drake likes that. All right, well here. I'm just gonna play a little groove, and then maybe I'll do another scale. How about like F sharp ascending? Play Over the Rainbow. I played Over the Rainbow last time. Check out that one. Shameless promotion, by the way. If you do anything, check out the live playlist. Let's see here. Asked my girl what she wanted to be. How about we play a little something in a minor key? Has anybody here in the comment section ever heard of something called negative harmony? What will G sus sound like on a ook? Ooh, which version of the G sus? That's a good one. Can you see my fingers? Meow. There we go. Just like it. Yeah, rip. Yeah, Izzy. This is way too high. Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Stock down to Soho, I must have played them all. Can anybody name this tune? Yeah, negative harmony, that is a masterclass. I did a little video on there. I still don't kind of understand it, but I'm getting there. I've done whole songs, converting the whole song into negative harmony. Essentially what you do, yeah, there you go, pinball. Good job, Michael Gregory. Pinball Wizard, great tune. Very effective use of that sus. In fact, if you are younger and you've never heard of The Who, or you've never heard of the rock opera Tommy the Musical, stop what you're doing right now and just go watch. Yeah. Yeah, the Diana Ross part, and then the Elton John part, gold. Yeah, the Wall, Pink Floyd, that's another great one. That handles like socioeconomics and, in fact, fascism. That handles very close subject. I was just thinking of brain damage this morning. Could I demonstrate negative harmony? Yeah. So if we were doing something like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, C major, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are, you would take the circle of fifths, which you would have C as no sharps, G, D, A, E, B, F sharp, C sharp, and you would shift it halfway. So you don't have C right at 12 o'clock. You have C more like off at right in between. There's nothing directly up top. When you do this, it splits the circle, so when you play one note, you can look directly across the circle and replace that note for that other note. Meaning, if you have something like a C, E, G, and you look at it, C becomes a G because it's right across from the circle. Your E becomes an E flat because it's across from the circle, and then your G becomes a C. Now, even though it still spells the same chord, you have now taken the negative harmony from C major, which in this case would be a C minor. The negative harmony from a F major is a G minor. And after a period of time, you just start to remember what these are in case specific things. Now, here's what it would kind of feel like if you just messed up Twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Weird? Now think about it in the context of like Happy Birthday or any children's show that you've ever seen. Turn it into negative harmony, negative harmony, and you have a very interesting basis to plateau off another melody. Now, here's why I use it. All of music is basically composed in the Western era of two concepts. Melodies generally stay between the 7 notes of a diatonic scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, and do. When you play minor chord progressions, or you move or shift to a minor key or the modality that feels kind of melancholy, sad and such, we use many, many more accidentals. Meaning, when I'm playing in the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, I generally stay to that. If I change one note, I might change the 7th into a minor 7th to give it a little tenseness. I might flippity flop some of those notes out, like the 4, as we aforementioned, to get the C Lydian, but truthfully, you just kind of move in and out of notes. And when you're actually trying to make a melody like, the only really wrong note that it had of nonsense, my brain numbing to do there was hitting that E flat into a D. Now, is it wrong? No, because I eventually went into it, but how would I go? And then utilize that oops-a-doozy wrong note and then play into something else. So, I don't know, it just depends. Fast notes, there you go, buddy. Hey, thanks for being here, you know. Awesome, I'm not awesome. I just practice 3.5 hours a day, every day. The reason why I'm following my dream too is 1.5 years ago, I fell and I put a crowbar into my hand and my hand was like this for 8 months. I had to go to physical therapy every week to get my fingers to move again. I'm now about 2 years past and I can close my hand almost all the way and I can almost close my fist the whole way. I've got about 75 to 80% of my grip strength back and I don't want to waste one more day not playing music or teaching. I love music. Hope that makes sense. So I'm not going to cry, but I spent many hours, many weeks crying, thinking I would never play music again. And talk about an existential crisis. The thing that makes me who I am is basically music. Take that away, I had a hard time thinking about what I would be doing. Crazy, huh? Think about what you do. What's the most special thing that you do? Damn. How you doing, diarrhea? You okay? Good. How much money do you want to shave your beard on camera? Oh, $1 or $2? Money will be irrelevant very shortly. Long story short, I moved to the Pacific to do nothing but farm, teach music, and live sustainably. It's going to take another 3 years. I'm building my own house on my own. It's first time. Very fun. And then as far as the beard goes, whenever it gets just too long, I mean, I just did it the other day. I just twirled up and cut it. I don't put too much stock into what I am and who I look like. All the clothes that I've owned, except for the work shirts that I have, I've owned since I was 15. If they're too holy, I just throw them out or I repurpose them. Other than that, I buy stuff when I need it and I never overboard. I don't have a wall of guitars. I own an acoustic and electric. I have one of every instrument that I could possibly get my hands onto, and in the community, I get broken or used gear and I fix it up and I give it away to my students or those who are less fortunate that love music but can't afford an instrument. That happens all the time. Play a song. Okay. Can I play, let me switch gears here. May I play a little guitar? These are my pants. Let's see, let me play you one of my originals. since there's a few people on here. And actually, tell me the truth. If you don't like this, tell me that you don't like it. I would just like to get some honest feedback for once. Can we see it? Can you dig it? All right, here he is. What song would I want to play? Oh. I've heard your fantastic stories, can almost remember those times. Heard those words as they came out your mouth. Faith is something you'll find. I believe you believe what beliefs are, great like rivers do with rain. God is the first at the table, cursed by those who to blame. If only we were one. If only we were one. If only we were one, we'd find a sun. Well, we've heard your fantastic stories, can almost remember those times. Heard those words as they came out the door. Faith is something you'll find. I believe you believe what beliefs are, great like rivers do with rain. God is the first at the table, cursed by those who to blame. Whoa, if only we were one. If only we were one. If only we were one, we'd find a sun, find a sun, find us. Now, I love jam bands, which means that song could go on forever. What'd you think of that one? That one's called If Only We Were One. And hey, Michael D, that's right, Michael songs. I thought I remembered where you're from. There you go. Les Paul Sunburst, how you doing there? Oh, buddy, just hanging out here today. I'm in between students. I think I had a student call off because they're not here right now. And then I'm just going through the motions of learning some new songs, putting up some videos here, and then I'm not gonna lie, I am shamelessly trying to promote myself so I could get some more subs and get some watch time hours. So shout out to anybody who is actually a musician that's not here just for the stars and stripes and the white guy with the beard. Check out the channel if you're looking to understand a little bit more about tertiary harmony, how to build chords, how to see scales, how to play different ideas, and then how to get out of your head and start not taking yourself too seriously and having fun with just chord progressions. Best way to do that is to practice for 5 minutes doing a concept every day, and then after a month you will definitely notice the difference. Whether it's pentatonics, I know that you know pentatonics, but maybe it's the idea of doing wrong kind of concepts like build mechanisms by remembering notes. So why not play in 3 different quadrants on your fretboard or fingerboard, depending of your instrument. 1 through 4, 5 through 9, and then, or 5 through 8, and then 9 through 12. That gives us 3 distinct places where you can do almost the same stuff. And then you just move and shift along where you are, depending on how far up and down you are at the fretboard. The whole idea is I try to demystify what music is, make it a little bit more approachable for those of us who just, it takes a million tries. For me, music took a million tries, but guess what? Here I am. Oh, Cannibal. I'm not a big fan of the Jack Johnson. However, you know, to each of their own, and you know that the songs that they all sound the same with the same old chords anyway. Sorry. I should be modest. Jack Johnson, to me, I really like the Monkey song from the Curious George thing, but almost every song of his kind of sounds the same. Plus, I had a person that I dated back when. That's all their social group listened to. Jack Johnson. The Jack Johnsons. Let's see. Although, he did some music with Paula Fugo. And if you haven't heard of Paula Fugo, stop watching me and go watch Paula Fugo. AJ, Goat, do you need help or are you telling help? Or you telling me to get help? That also is a good one. Or the song by the Beatles, Help. I need somebody, almost anybody. Can anybody tell me what key that's in? If you can tell me what key it's in, I'll play it. So you know what? I do watch other live channels. I don't know if this channel is a lot like other live channels. Also, I can't figure out how to keep this. Can anybody in the section here tell me how to keep this chat box that I keep having to touch open? Am I doing something wrong? Maybe. Highlight. Ricky, what are we talking about? Do you know how to play piano or voicings on guitar? Yeah, I do. I mean, basic music theory, it talks about having like a, let's say, I don't know, like a, even though you're going from the C6, I'm playing all the chords of the D minor, then the G back to C6. Yeah, you can do all sorts of different nonsense that you like to do here. The idea to getting good at voice leading and tone leading is knowing all of your inversions. If you could see C6 here, you can see C6 here. You could drive this puppy sucker to see a C major 7 there and going to the C6. You can fluctuate and move all over the fretboard anywhere you are. The beauty is when you kind of see like 6 chords as being minor 7 chords. So in this case, C6, A minor 7 together. F major, when it goes to an F6, it's basically a D minor. Therefore, you can sub out any of those inversions for that and then utilize just the scales and modes and stuff that you work on for your practice. Does that make sense? If YouTube knows who, I need to go back a little further. Can you play Icarus Konoha 5000? Look it up on there if you don't know. Yeah, I can't look it up right now or else I'll get a copyright thingating, but I will look it up, Ninja, and I will try to play it for you. I'll take a screenshot. Let me see if this does. Take a picture. Nice. And then I will go back and I'll learn this. Play some Jack Jansen again. No, keep going. Ricky, tone leading, yeah. Yeah, I teach it definitely. If you're going to do tone leading, the best thing to do is to have the 3 parts of moving music make sense. 1, the chord structure. So and that was the C6 to the D minor 7 or D minor 9 to the D dominant 7 to the G7 and then back to the C7. Any way you want to play these dominant chords. And then the second part is being able to play the bass part. there's also a B section. It goes to an F part. Anyway, let's see here. Let's jump to whatever that was. The Legend. And if anybody doesn't know, I'm a little goofy. I love Frank Zappa. I love some Fish. Yeah, voice leading, that's really where it is. It's a tough tune. It's YouTube. Who knows? Yeah, it's, oh, I get it, Jeffrey. Help. It's YouTube. It's inactive. A major, help. Does that feel right? So A major would be what? A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished, or E7. So if we were playing this in the key, it would be on the 2. So A major would have B minor, help, I need somebody. Let's see here, the flat 7, so we're in the key of what? A, so it'd be G major, help, I need somebody. And then it would go to the dominant chord, the 5, so in the key of A it would be E. Help, I need someone to help. I don't know if that's the right key. I think it's in the... No, maybe it is an A. It just feels weird. What a great tune that is. I like the Beatles very much. Not a big fan of John Lennon himself. But then again, whatever. Tank about the Garfunkel. tank about that Garfunkel this. I watched Paul Simon the other night and it almost brought a tear to my eye. The person that they were singing with clearly had never heard Paul Simon before and they sang a song with him. Long story short is, thank you, Paul Simon. Very cool. I can't tell you how many songs that I've wanted to do. What is that? You want to hear a Paul Simon song? What song you want to hear? Let's see. I need to look at the schedule. Did anybody figure out if that song was a heavy metal? Strawberry Fields is more of a like a Wurlitzer piano organ feel, isn't it? I have no clue what key. I would say like E flat. Paul Simon clearly practiced writing. His potential was there. Paul Simon clearly needed to practice writing music. His potential was there. I don't know what that means. If I read that for what it is, I can understand that some people, when they do songwriting, don't understand how the basic music theory goes. The reason why I really started to enjoy stuff like Nirvana is because the chord choices are very, very abrupt. Paul Simon is one of those composers, arrangers, musicians that writes music that just like, it breaks the brain when you realize what they're doing musically, because sometimes it just shouldn't work. But yeah, I really get my mind blown when I'm thinking about Paul Simon. It really is some stuff. Oh, it was a joke. Yeah, of course. Good. I was about to say, Connor, gee golly gosh. Yeah, some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard, ever. And just the way that he approaches stuff, you know, like, ooh, one of my favorites here. I don't know why this keeps moving down. Look at that groove. Even when you're getting the groove on to play the, like, Mama Pajama rolled out of bed and ran to the police station. When Papa found out, he began to shout and he started the investigation. Was against the law. What the people saw was against the law. The song. Mama mama pajama spit on the ground every time my name get mentioned. When Papa said, oh, I'm gonna get that, oh, I'm gonna stick him in a house detention. Well, I'm on my way, I don't know where I'm going, I'm on my way, taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye, Rose, Queen of Corona, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Whoa, in a couple of days, come and take me away, cause the story leak. And a radical priest come and get my release, gonna keep it on the cover of Newsweek. Well, I'm on my way, don't know where I'm going, I'm on my way, taking my time, but I don't know where. Goodbye, Rose, Queen of Corona, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard, singing me and Julio down by the schoolyard. I just love the way those chords feel. Top to top, pip, pop, and a pop. And they're just standard chords. You're just jumping in between and out of chords. Yeah, Paul Simon, totally awesome. I agree with that. So, I think I got a student coming up here, and if anybody has any small-time requests, that's great. I'm just going to go along with this. I would love to do one more video. Maybe we could do an ascending scale for the ukulele. Let's see here. Let's see. I did the C, C sharp, D, E, F. Didn't do F sharp, so let's try and do that. Let me turn on my rocoder. Yeah. Singing me and Julio's downs by the schools, yeah. And if you are just getting into music and none of this really makes sense to you, remember, go slow, have fun, ask questions. That's what the whole point of this website is about, and the whole point of running this YouTube channel, to help demystify a lot of what this is. Again, these are my pains. So, close enough for music, and let's do a little quick remember so our brain doesn't break. F would be F major, G minor, A minor, B flat, C major, D minor, E diminished. So all of these would be F sharp major, da, 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 G sharp minor, A sharp minor, B major. Cool, so we're just doing all sharps here. F sharp has 6 sharps. B is the only natural. Mother let us out of the cellar, we're starving. Mama, mama, I'm coming home. Hey, listen, I hope you're okay there. Enough of that, or we put the lotions in the baskets. Awesome, Bright Eyes is great. Yeah. Bright Eyes. Here we go. My friend, we're gonna try and do an F sharp ascending scale. What we have here is an F sharp, a G sharp, an A sharp, a B, C sharp, a D sharp, an E sharp, and then an F sharp. What we're seeing here is a whole step, half step, whole step, half step. The chords correlating are F sharp major. We're gonna have G sharp minor, A sharp minor. We're gonna have B major, C sharp major. We're gonna have D sharp minor. And then for our last one, we could quite literally go back to our last chord and play our 5 chord, play it as a 7 chord, and that goes right back to our F sharp. So the notes that we would choose from that monstrosity are going to be the F sharp is the 1, G sharp is the 2, A sharp. Now, don't let it be lost on you. You could also call this like a G flat. G flat is an F sharp. So when we have something along those lines, there really isn't a difference in between F sharp or G flat because both of them have 6 of whatever. G flat has 6 notes that are all flats. G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F. And when we play F sharp, we have F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, B sharp, right? So learning those, you just say them out loud over and over and over and over. Draw your circle fifths, and eventually you will have a working knowledge of how all 7 scale notes are for every key. Generally, you could have something like upwards of 24 to 30 of these. There are hypotheticals, but really, we're just looking at 15 keys, 3 of which we talk about as being hypes, and then the other 12 we use as being just like, C major, F major, G major. I never really write in E sharp, but you can. So for today, try and see that the F sharp is nothing different than the F. You're just moving that F shape up a half step. The notes that we use are F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, and F. Enjoy. Aloha. So that's how I do the little videos. There's really not a lot into it. I take whatever's up in top, I talk it out into my dumb box or my smart box, however you want to look at it, and then I post it to the YouTube channel. And then eventually, if I find errors in them because somebody brings them up to my attention, hey, you said something stupid, I go back and I change it. If anybody cusses or uses inappropriate, profane language on this the YouTube channel here, I boot you. There aren't 3 strikes. I don't really put up with that. There are too many people in the world to deal with people who just want attention. Plus, I know anybody who does a YouTube channel like this, like myself, definitely would be not looking for attention, but yeah, I guess on a certain level. Looks like I got a request over there for a few songs because I do aim to please. I think I'm gonna try and do the California Dreamin' for us. Do you want to hear that one still? You still there? Does anybody ever watch the Californians on Saturday Night Live? So good. Alrighty. Yeah, let's see here. Comment section. California Dreamin'. What key you want it? C? F? Mother don't sell that cup of dreaming. Do Mixolydian skull. Yeah, Mr. Nobody. Have you ever seen the movie by the same namesake? Mr. Nobody? Great movie. If that's what your name's named after, awesome. If not, whatever. It is what it is. Check out the movie. You might like it. Sci-fi. Yeah, California Dreamin' for you. Sure. Here we go. California, how about on the key of F? All the leaves are brown. Wait a minute, that's not my note. Oh, ooh, that's low. All the leaves are brown and the sky is gray. Got down on my knees and I began to pray. I'd be safe and warm if I was in LA. Oh, California, California, dreaming on such a winter's day. Stopped into a church I passed along the way. Oh, I got down on my knees and I began to pray. You know the preacher hit cold. He knows I'm gonna stay. Oh, California, California, dreaming on such a winter's day. California, California, dreaming on such a winter day. Does that fit the fix? Can I sing a pirate song? Of course I can sing a pirate song! Do you have anyone you want? Oh, my lass, my love, my Bonnie, she be part of the big old family. She's my sister and my cousin and my mother, you see. She's the wife of the family. Oh. Yeah, why not? So, when I was growing up, we took a visit, and I think we went to Plymouth Rock. Has anybody else been to Plymouth Rock? It was a very weird experience for me. But the one thing I do remember there was a group outside singing this song. I don't want to sing it for us. Prom, yeah. If you dig, sing along. We're gonna do it in. What you gonna do with the drunken sailor? What you gonna do with the drunken sailor? What you gonna do with the drunken sailor early in the morning? Hurrah, hurrah, as the sun rises. Hurrah, hurrah, as the sun rises. Hurrah, hurrah, as the sun rises early in the morning. Give him dust a sailor, let the lager. No, give him dust a sailor, let the salty water. Give him dust a sailor, let the salty water go. Give it to him early in the morning. Give him dash of beamers and a beamers or a rubber. Give him a dash of beamer and a bacon cold rubber. Give him better beach and there's a Sean and rubber early in the morning. Pull him in the plug and let the gun and get him wet now. Pulling out the plug and let the boat out at the bottom and see him at the bottom of David Jones' Lager. Put it in the morning gun. Hit him in the leg, let the running, get the bowling early. Hit him in the leg, let the running, get the conny bourbon. Leave him with the leg, get the conny in the bourbon. Let the gone down scurvy, get him good, yeah. That's what you do with the drunken sailor. That's what you do with the drunken sailor. That's what you do with the drunken sailor early in the morning. Put him in the gully, let the seagulls pick his eyes out. Put him in the gully, let the seagulls pick his eyes out. Put him in the gully, let the seagulls pick his eyes out early in the morning. Can anybody in the comment section tell me what I did as far as the end of that cadence goes? I was playing the whole song in the key of G major or E minor, and the last chord was... Elvis Presley. Oh, Elvis Presley, yeah. I can play some Elvis for you. I've got one more song before I get out of here. Then I have a student, okay. Let's see here, some Elvis Presley. Do you have a request? I don't know. I mean, most of Elvis's songs that were actually the big ones weren't even his songs. Like Hound Dog, Mama Thornton made that press, but that was written by Lieber and Miller, I think. Although I do believe that Elvis wrote Love Me Tender. So, I don't know. How about Love Me Tender? Would that work for you? Love Me Tender. I wonder what key it's in, though. That's what we get. What key do you want it? Maybe I'll play it on the guitar. On the guitar. Let's see here. Love me tender. Doesn't have the quavering. Hold on, let me get another key. Love me tender. Nope, don't like it. Love me. That's all right, mama. Ooh, F. Love me tender, love me sweet, never let me go. You have made my life complete, and oh, I love you so. Love me tender, love me sweet, all my dreams fulfilled. For my dear, I love you so. With you I'll never part. Love me tender, love me true. All my dreams come true. For my darling, I love you, and I always will, and I always will. Cool. Used a little common tone substitution and ended that cadence on something called a deceptive cadence. For anybody that was in the comment section just a minute ago, when I played that pirate song, it was in a minor key and then I ended it on a major key, meaning that is called a Piccadilly third. Yes, and Elvis was called the king. Very much so. Anywho, thanks for hanging out with me today. I'm pretty sure this helped with the watch time hours. I would say that that's not what I'm shooting for, but it exactly is. Thank you very much. And on Mondays and Tuesdays, I do this thing where I answer Q&A. So if you've been working on some music theory stuff and you're kind of lost or you have questions about it, pop in. If I don't know, I'll ask my teachers and I'll get right back to you. Watching Elvis like hell overweight, delivering. Oh yeah, those videos of him where he's on Quaaludes at the end and they're just like, they pump him full of nonsense and they push him out the door. He's like, and he goes out and he does the best. Can you imagine being at the end of your rope and like that's what you're pushed to do to make that money? I guess the thrill was gone, but man, as far as the king goes, yeah, he was a performer to the very last minute. Come on, high tone. Yeah, for sure. Anywho, thank you to everybody for being here. I really enjoy everybody's company. If you haven't already subscribed, please. And if you do try, put something cool in the comments section and keep it classy if you would. I have students that pop into here. Other than that, 68 minutes just jibber-jabbing here and people have stayed the whole time. Good on you. Also, shameless promotion for my buddy Michael Songs, at Michael Songs. Go and check him and Maria out on Sundays and join their music community as well. Aloha! Be well, be awesome.